A very good morning to you all. Welcome to the Civil Media's Daily Current Affairs Analysis brought to you by Shankar IAS Academy, and today's date is 3rd of August 2025. In this video, we are going to discuss about the following topics, and the topics taken for today's discussion are the Lokmanya Tilak and associated non-cooperation movement, which is a significant moment in the Indian history, and the recently inked free trade agreement between India and UK, and the concern raised with respect to this free trade agreement, and the vice president election was a recent issue or the concern, and the conservation of red panda species and the re-emergence of species after 7 years, which got its number dwindled because of the outbreak of the canine disturber virus. And the fifth topic was Gandikota Canyon, which was in news because of the recent festival which was going to announced, or which was going to be celebrated. And the final section, we are going to discuss about the practice of prelims as well as mains practice section of today's topic. This news article taken from the New Indian Express Knowledge Nugget will exclusively deals about the famous Indian reformist as well as the freedom fighter Balagangadhar Tilak, and the famous national event that happened in the history of India, that is the non-cooperation movement. As August 1 of 2025 marks the 105th death anniversary of Balagangadhar Tilak, and the famous event was the non-cooperation movement, which was launched by Mahatma Gandhi in the year of 1920 in the Indian history. With this, we move to the further section of this video. And Balagangadhar Tilak, we know about his fearless attitude towards the freedom of India as well as the national reform measures he had taken. He was born in the year of 1856, Ratnagiri, Maharashtra, and he was famously called as Lokmanya by the followers of Tilak, as Lokmanya is the literal term by accepted by the people. And also he was provided with the title of maker of modern India by the Mahatma Gandhi and the father of Indian Revolution by Jawaharlal Nehru. He was also given the title by the British government that he was the as a father of Indian unrest, by as he was ardently opposing the activities of British as well as working towards the welfare of the people. And he is a multi-dimensional person, as he was a professional lawyer, journalist, as well as a constant scholar. Apart from this, he is also a very reformist as well as the educationist. And with respect to the political role of Balagangadhar Tilak, he joined the Indian National Congress in the year of 1890, and he is also a part of a famous triumvirate which is called as Lal Bal Pal. This composition consists of Lala Lajpati Rai, Balagangadhar Tilak as well as Bipin Chandrapal, and he is a constant and ardent advocate of Swaraj, that is self-rule, and he is also very assertive about the nationalism and the freedom of India. And his famous quote was, "Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it." And he also played a crucial role, and he is also a key figure in the 1907 Congress split, which happened in the vertical split in Indian National Congress as moderate and extremist. And in the year of 1960, he formed the Home Rule League with Annie Besant, and he exclusively propagated this Home Rule League in the areas of Bombay or Maharashtra in common. And he is the key person who signed the Lucknow Pact with Muhammad Ali Jinnah, which reinforces the Hindu-Muslim unity in the Indian nationalist movement. And with respect to his social and cultural initiatives, he wants to mobilize people in a mass number, so he started conducting or celebrating Ganesh Utsav in 1893, which we till now celebrating, that is the Vinayagar Chaturthi or Ganesh Chaturthi in Maharashtra region as well as in southern India, and Shivaji festival in the year of 1896 for mass mobilization of people to make them inclusive into the national Indian national movement. And he also conducted the boycott of foreign cloth, that is a sense of opposition to be projected with respect to the British cloths, and as well as he has two newspapers. He conducted or he published two newspapers. One is Kesari and second is Maratha. This magazine Kesari is of Marathi in Marathi language, and the Maratha newspaper was in English language. He also wrote two books. One of his famous work was Srimad Bhagavad Gita Rahasya and the Arctic Home of the Vedas. And with respect to this book, I think there is a prelim previous year question, and the major event, the mark of the launch of non-cooperation movement, which was launched in the August 1st of 1920 by Mahatma Gandhi, as we already know. This movement, non-cooperation movement, was launched because to oppose the British through non-violent and mass civil disobedience movement. In this particular movement, the British products and other means has been boycotted by Indian people in a mass manner. That is boycott of Legislative Council, British run schools, courts, foreign goods and honors, which are all to be excluded or to be prohibited by the Indian people or the Indian mass as a expression of their opposition to the rule of British government. And it was the first national-wide mass movement in Indian freedom struggle, and it also inspired by the Gandhi Satyagraha and principles of non-violence. And what made the introduction or the launch of non-cooperation movement in the India was because of the various reasons, and the first and foremost reason for the induction of this non-cooperation movement by Gandhi in a mass manner is the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, which was happened in the 1999 Amritsar, which led to the killing of unarmed civilians within a confined environment by General O'Dwyer. And the second event was the draconian act called as Rowlatt Act of 1919, which allowed to arrest the people without any trial and without any specific stipulated time. And the third reason was the Khilafat issue, which supported the Gandhi was supporting the Muslim who are protesting against the dismantling of the throne at the Caliphate of Turkey. And the fourth reason was the Montagu-Chelmsford reforms, which offer only the limited rule, that is the dominion status, which was seen to be inadequate for the self-rule of people, and which was against the nature of law. And Gandhi has inducted this non-cooperation movement as the part of Swarajya mission, and he also promoted the peaceful boycott to achieve the self-rule. Here are the pictorial depiction of the boycotting at that time and the Jallianwala Bagh massacre that happened in the 1919 Amritsar, and the Gandhi's picture was at the time of non-cooperation movement, and he is Gandhi. And this non-cooperation movement was culminated in a very adverse incident in the Indian history, that is Chauri Chaura incident, which was happened in the February 1922 in the United Province, the present day Uttar Pradesh. And this was happened because protesters has been in clash with the police and set fire to the police station in the area Chauri Chaura, which led to the killing of 23 policemen. And at this event, Gandhi, on noticing this event, immediately withdrawn the non-cooperation movement from India because of the repercussion it causes as well as the violence it inducted. So he fears that it will go into violence in further movement. So he immediately withdraw the non-cooperation movement. With this we conclude this session. In this video, we are going to discuss about the free trade agreement which was recently inked between India and the United Kingdom, and the free trade agreement signed was called the Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, CETA, which also raises concern towards the data sovereignty as well as the digital domain with respect to the Indian side. And the concern raised was discussed as follows. And the first and foremost concern raised in this article was the source code access denied. For that, we need to know the basics about the source code. The source code is the one upon which the basic structure of an app or software, upon which the working mechanism of the software has been built up, and with this we can able to understand what is the basic working principle of that software or the app, and upon which the security will be checked properly, and due compliance has been meted out or not will be able to monitor through this access to the source code. By giving up this preemptive source code access on the India side, we can't able to hold back the data or the usage of this app with respect to the India's data, and we can't able to make them more accountable. And this also matters because India will lose the oversighting mechanism over the app or the software from the UK side, and it will also lead to the concern of cybersecurity threat, as well as the compliance meted out by the app or software from the counterpart. And what makes it more risk is that it will lead to the sovereignty of data into question, and it also been the data governed by the software has been also be under compromisation. And India, from the India side, India will lose its autonomy over the data governance, as well as it will lose the position as a regulatory body. And we have to know the basics about the source code. As we discussed, the source code is the basic structure or the basic set of instruction upon which the software or app has been built up. If you are a software developer, or you have the basic understanding of how the software is developed and the working principle of the software, you can able to relate with the source code and its mechanisms. And why it is important is that we can able to find out how the software is working, and it will also help to find the problems associated with the source code and the hidden risk of any security threats. And it also be checked for safety, security and fairness with this source code. And the second concern raised was the open government data considered. That is, that we have granted the United Kingdom the access to the open government data. In before the inclusion of the digital progress into the India's government mechanism, the data transfer between both the countries without the free trade agreement has been considered as a transparency mechanism. But after the introduction of digital governance, the data sharing or the open source of access to the data has been a concern, because the data can be manipulated, or the data can be used as an weaponization tool on the other counterpart. And this also raised concern with this regard. And what makes it more a matter, because it also, the data is considered to be the key national resource of one country, and it has been a basic structure upon which the data governance has been inducted and properly formulated. And what's the major risk associated with the open access to the government data is that we have lost the indigenous mechanism upon which we can't able to create an own AI tool for our data governance. And we also lost significantly the economic value associated with the data governance, as well as our security with respect to the data and its digital compliance also under security risk. And the third concern raised was the data localization vulnerability. Even though the Indian government has have a significant hold on the data localization process as well as the free flow of data, in this free trade agreement, India has agreed for a consultation mechanism upon the UK counterpart if a better term has been offered from UK side. It shows the dangerous side of this free trade agreement, because it makes the Indian position in the global level as a weak data governance standard mechanism present in India, and with respect to the data governance, we are at a weaker position on the view of other countries. And what makes it more dangerous is that our data sovereignty is considerably under risk, and it will also lead to the loss of data in the long term. And the policy over the data governance as well as the data management will also got dwindled significantly when data localization as well as the free flow of data has been provided the free access to the other nation as well as the other organization. And what are the additional risks associated with this free trade agreement or the digital rules that are made under the free trade agreement are not reversible, or we can't able to roll back the digital rules which was formulated or inked between both the nations, unlike the tariffs which was made between both the commodities. And there is no domestic push in this line, that is we can't able to know what was the data, how our data got managed, and we can't able to know the data governing process by the government, as well as we can't have the hold of governing the data. So there is no push from the government side as well as the public side, and it will lead to the lack of scrutiny which enables the long term concession to the of our data to some other person. And with this we move to the next article. In this news article we are going to discuss about the office of vice president and the election to the office of vice president and the composition of electoral college and term of office and condition of office. And this news article was taken from the New Indian Express, and yet again the vice president was in news because of the recent resignation given by Mr. Jagdeep Dhankar, the former vice president of India, upon which the office of vice president declared vacant, and the election commission has recently announced the date for the election of office of vice president recently. With this we move to the further section of this video. To be the vice president of India, an individual has to meet out the some of the following eligibility conditions, and the eligibility condition has been exclusively mentioned under the Article 66 of the Indian Constitution. And to be eligible to become a vice president of India, he has to be a must be a citizen of India and has to complete the age of 35 years, and he must be qualified to become a member of the Rajya Sabha, that is Council of States, and he should not hold any office of profit. And with respect to the term of the office of vice president, it should be of 5 years in nature, upon which after election, when he or she enters the office, he can occupy the office for 5 years irrespective of the term that earlier vice president will leave. And this term of office was exclusively dealt under the Article 67 of the Constitution. And with respect to the condition of office, he should not be a member of either of the House of the Parliament as well as the state legislature, and he can become and he can serve the term of 5 years from upon his enter into the office, and he can resign at any time. And he or she also can be eligible to be removed from the office of vice president by the majority of the then members of the Rajya Sabha and the simple majority the Lok Sabha. This is called as the effective majority in Rajya Sabha. This majority is very important with respect to the office of vice president, as this effective majority applicable only to the office of vice president removal. And the election to the office of vice president was conducted by the Election Commission of India, so that we have to have a clear overview about the Election Commission of India also. It is a constitutional body, and it will exclusively deals under the Article 324. And with respect to the election of this vice president, it has the empowerment, or it has the enforcement authority under the Article 324 to conduct the elections for the office of vice president, office of president, as well as the parliament, as well as the state legislature. And with respect to the office of vice president exclusively, it has to dealt with the Article 324 of the Indian Constitution, as well as the along with the Presidential and Vice Presidential Election Act of 1952 and the Presidential and Vice Presidential Rules of 1974. And moving to the next section, that is the electoral college and the composition of the office of vice president, or the electoral college for the composition of the election to the office of vice president also deals with the article 66 of the constitution. And the electoral college consists of both the members of the house, that is both the house of the parliament will be involved in the election of the electoral college of the vice president of India. And this election to the office of vice president has another peculiar feature, is that the nominated members from both the house of the parliament has also been involved in the electoral college of this office of vice president, because it was not present in the election of the vice president. And the another peculiar feature to the office of vice president election was the not involvement of the state legislature in the electoral college, because in the presidential election the state legislature elected members also participate in the electoral college, but in the vice presidential election there is no say for the state legislature elected members. So this is also a distinguishing factor with respect to the office of vice president's election. And the manner of election has been done by the system of proportional representation by means of single transferable vote, and it will also be conducted under the secret ballot method. With this, we move to the next topic. In this article, we are going to know about a rare species known as red panda, which is a very cute little animal which got recently declined in numbers, and it got re-emerged in its population after 7 years. This population decline was majorly caused because of the outbreak of this canine distemper virus, which is a very contagious virus, and it got affected the gastrointestinal organs as well as the respiratory organs of the canine carnivorous. And in this article we are going to know about the conservation status of this red panda species, as well as the Himalayan Zoological Park and the conservation mechanism associated with this species. And this cute little organism present in this image is the red panda species, and the scientific binomial name is the Ailerus fulgens, and the conservation status with respect to this red panda is has been listed as the endangered species in the IUCN. And it is an arboreal nocturnal mammal, which is basically a carnivore diet species found to be in the temperate forest of Himalaya region as well as the southwest China region. And the habitat of this species, or the population of this species, has been found in the India, Nepal, Bhutan, China and Myanmar. And with respect to India, it has been distributed along the Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, West Bengal regions. And the Himalayan Zoological Park, which was exclusively situated in the Darjeeling of West Bengal, which is also known as the Batmaja Naidu National Park, Batmaja Naidu Himalayan Zoological Park. With respect to this Batmaja Naidu Himalayan Zoological Park, it is considered to be the first Indian zoological park to preserve the DNAs of wildlife, and it is also accorded the status of highest located zoological park in India. And it is also housing various endangered species of fauna and flora. And with respect to this red panda species, it has been considered the state animal of Sikkim. This red panda species is also known as the fire fox and the red bear. And what are the threats associated with the population of this red panda species is the foremost reason for the threat was the habitat loss because of the deforestation activities, as well as the extension of agricultural activities in the habitat zone of red panda. And as they consume more and more number of bamboo shoots, even though they are carnivorous species, they are primarily depend on the bamboo shoots, ant and birds egg. This led to the decline in number, because the agricultural extension led to the dwindling numbers of bamboo varieties and the availability of water to this red panda species. And the second most threat was considered as the poaching and illegal pet trade, which also plays a major role in the dwindling population of this red panda species. Not only with this species, it is also associated with other major species present in India, which is considered to be endangered. And the inbreeding, that is breeding in population within a certain number of population among the red panda is also a major concern, because it won't work out much in the increase in the population of the species, as well as the uh, presence of only limited number of availability of the species also makes it more vulnerable. And the other major concern was the climate change activities will have the direct impact on the fodder availability with respect to the bamboo population, will evidently shown the dwindling numbers of this red panda species. And with respect to the conservation efforts taken globally, the Red Panda Network WWF, that is World Wildlife Forum, and the Indian Forest Department cohesively taken measures to increase in the number of this red panda species by closely monitoring the population, as well as the awareness campaign, creating awareness campaigns and conservation measures, like in exclusively taking them into separate zoological parks, and creating a separate environment to thrive, will also increase the numbers of this population. And also India has launched a project red panda in the Himalayan Zoological Park, which is considered as Darjeeling's zoo, to breed and reintroduce them into the wild, will also be a great measure with respect to this red panda species conservation. And with this, we move to the next section of the video. And in this section of video, we are going to know about the Grand Canyon of India, which is considered as the Gandikota Canyon. And it was in news because the CM of Andhra Pradesh has recently announced the Gandikota festival to be celebrated on December 26th and 27th. And in this article, we are going to know, or just to have an overview about the Gandikota Canyon and the history behind it, and the formation of canyon and its geographical features. And this Gandikota Canyon, or the Gandikota is a region, is a village, was associated with the historical fort called Gandikota Fort, which was found to be on the Penna River, right bank of this Penna River, Kadapa, Andhra Pradesh. And this Gandikota has its name derived from the Telugu term called Gandhi, means gorge, and the Kota means fort. And it was also under the influence of various historical dynasties, and especially it was made during the Gandikota fort was made constructed during the 12th century Kakatiyas, as well as it also under the influence of their subordinates Kayasthas. And this was also be a center of power for various dynasties like Kalyani Chalukyas, and it was greatly under the influence, or the under the rule of Pemmasani Nayakas, who is considered to be a warrior clan or the warrior dynasty, and also the influence of Golconda Sultanates. And why this Gandikota region or the Gandikota Canyon is considered to be the Grand Canyon of India is because of the flow of this Penna River, or also called as the Penna River. And this Penna River flows through this region of Aramala Hills, which creates a erosional feature called this gorge, which will create a gorge-like formation with around a width of 200 meters, forming this finest steep gorges in the southern India. This terrain also has a peculiar sedimentary feature, or the sedimentary rock called the Gandikota quartzites. And with respect to the formation of the canyon, or the physical feature of the canyon, a canyon is a deep, narrow valley with having a steep sides, is considered to be the canyon. And the canyon is a word derived from the Spanish term called canon, which is considered or mean as tube or pipe. And this physical feature of this canyon can be made not only because of the erosional feature, it can be also be done through the movement of river, or process of weathering or erosion, and also by means of tectonic activities, will also create the canyon feature. For example, various Grand Canyon has been present across the world, and some of the examples are the Grand Canyon of USA and Kola Canyon of Peru and Congo Canyon of Democratic Republic of Congo. And with this, we move to the next topic. In this section of video, we are going to discuss about some of the questions taken with relevant to today's topic of discussion and from the UPSC prelims point of view. And the first question for the discussion are, which of the following leaders gave the title Maker of Modern India to Bala Gangadhar Tilak? Option A, Jawaharlal Nehru. Option B, Mahatma Gandhi. Option C, M.N. Roy. And option D, Joseph Stalin. And we can easily eliminate option D from the list, so that we have to confuse between, or we have the confusion between either one or two, that is A or B. And the Maker of Modern India title was provided to Bala Gangadhar Tilak by Mahatma Gandhi, and then Jawaharlal Nehru gave the title of Father of Indian Revolution to Bala Gangadhar Tilak. And specific question for you to answer in the comment section given below, that is, who gave British government gave the title to Bala Gangadhar Tilak, and what is the title? Please mention the title in the comment section given below. This is for your practice. And moving to the next question. Recently signed India-UK Free Trade Agreement primarily focus on which of the following? Option A, green energy. Option B, digital economy. Option C, defense cooperation. Option D, disaster management. And the answer for this question can be easily inferred, because we have already discussed enough in the previous section as the discussion. So the answer for this question will be option B, that is digital economy. And this question, consider the following statement regarding red panda. Statement 1, it is listed as critically endangered as per IUCN Red List, and it is found only in the India and China in its natural habitat, is the second statement. Third statement, Project Red Panda was launched by WWF. Which of the following is our incorrect statements? Here we have to carefully notice that it is asked in the question that it is what are all the incorrect statements present in this question. And the first statement is incorrect, because the red panda has been enlisted as the endangered species in the IUCN Red List. So the first statement is incorrect. And the second statement, it is found only in India and China. This only is also an extreme statement, but applicable to certain extent. But in this context, it is incorrect, because its natural habitat is not only limited to India and China, as it was also being found in the Bhutan region and Myanmar region. So the second statement is also incorrect. And the third statement is also incorrect, because Project Red Panda was not launched by WWF, it was launched by the government of India. So the third statement is also incorrect. And the answer for this question asked is incorrect statement. All are incorrect, and 1, 2 and 3 is the correct answer, option D. And this question was asked in the previous year prelims question, and it was asked in the year of 2013. And the question is, consider the following statement: the chairman and deputy chairman of Rajya Sabha are not members of that house. Second statement, while the nominated members of two houses of the parliament have no voting right in the presidential election, they have the right to vote in the election of vice president. Which of the following statement given above are correct? And the first statement, with respect to this first statement, the chairman is not a member of that house, and the deputy chairman is the member of the house. As the chairman is the ex officio chairman of the vice president is the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha, he will not be a member of the Rajya Sabha. So the first statement is incorrect, because he is not a member of the house, but the deputy chairman is a member of the house. So the first statement is incorrect. So we can eliminate the options which contains the option 1 and 2 statement. By eliminating the first statement from the option, we can cut size the option 2, option B and option D. It is either 2 or neither 1 or 2. And the second statement is, while the nominated members of the two houses of parliament have no voting right in the presidential election, which is correct, because the presidential election will have the representation only from the people. So the nominated members will not be a part of the electoral college for the presidential election. So the second statement, first part is incorrect. Correct. And they have the right to vote in the election of vice president. And vice president has the no say with the representative from the people, as he is not a representative of people. He is only the ex officio chairman of the Rajya Sabha. So they may part they will be the nominated members will be the part of the electoral college for the office of vice president election. So the second statement is correct. So the answer is option B, 2 only. And another previous year question has been asked in the previous year of 2022, and the question is, Gandikota Canyon of South India was created by which one of the following rivers? And in the discussion itself, we have discussed about the river and the formation of the canyon. The river, the Gandikota Canyon was formed by the shear erosion of the river called Pennar. And the answer for this question is option C, Pennar. With this, we conclude the session for today's discussion, and hope you guys like the video. Please share your positive comments in the comment section given below and share the video to your friends. And please stay in touch with us by subscribing to our Shankar IAS Academy YouTube channel. Have a good day.